Hello, you awesome friends. This is your pal, Edward's Ear speaking, drinking a beautiful cup of Starbucks coffee with the awesome director of the Australian Tapping Institute, Lorna Hollinger. Lorna, it's an honour to have you with us.
Fantastic, Ed. Thanks for inviting me onto your podcast. Awesome to see you live and in person and beautiful fronts of things behind you.
And I got to say, Lorna, we've known each other for a long time. In fact, we've known each other since we started our businesses. Isn't that right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Would that be 2010, 11, somewhere around there?
I think so. I think it's almost a good decade, Lorna. And I remember when we used to sit there in coaching class together a long time ago.
So do I. I remember the very first day I met you before we went to coaching college, and coaching had said, you know, don't walk into networking and say you're a coach. I went, right, I'm not going to say that. And you walked in and gone, hi, I'm Ed, are you a coach? Okay.
And Lorna, you are an amazing coach who is now the director of Australian Tapping Institute, and you're massively successful. Tell us your story. How'd you do it?
I suppose the shortest version is I was already a life coach and NLP practitioner, as you know. So I was doing great and working with great clients. I found EFT tapping. For people who don't know, tapping's an energy therapy. It's exposure therapy and cognitive therapy together. So we acknowledge negative feelings, we work on them, we stop them being buried, and we get rid of them, is the short version. So I introduced that to my practice, doing great stuff with clients, fantastic. They were really starting to move and shape things. Come through to my divorce, and I'm like, I need a practitioner, and I can't find one. So my head just went, go grow your own. And that started to be the whole idea of, if I can't find practitioners, how do I get more practitioners in Australia? How do I get more people to do what I do so we can help more people? And the dream was born. So that was probably, I don't know, 4, 5 years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I did practitioner training for a year at my dining room table and went, there's something missing. There's just a whole part of this normal EFT training that everyone else does missing. So I pulled it off the market, pulled it apart, and rebuilt it into what it is today.
And I got to say, it's incredible, Lorna, because, I mean, if I could just be direct with yourself and the audience, I've heard about tapping for years. However, you are the first one who seemed to have grabbed it professionally and actually made it to a profession in Australia. Would you agree with that?
Yes, and I think the name of the business, like Australian Tapping Institute, is really, for me, from a marketing space, exceptionally good positioning, because my plan is to dominate the market. Like that is my complete mission, is to be the favourite destination for EFT training across the globe, particularly when practitioners were talking about. So in the States, it's been there for like 3 decades, just absolutely getting huge traction, huge work, PTSD with veterans, all sorts of stuff. But here it's just not as mainstream as I want it to be.
Love it. I love it. And tapping, just for the sake of the audience, can you actually just maybe do a quick demo or a sample, just in case someone hasn't seen tapping before? What actually is it? It's like this sort of stuff, is it?
It is. So imagine your body, my body, everyone's body is a big electrical circuitry. That's all we are. We're just big electrical circuits. So we have meridians of energy running through the body. So imagine your kids. You've got a new baby. What do you do when you pick him up? You tap him. You pat him on the back, don't you?
Yes.
Instinctively, humans know to tap. Tap them on the bottom. Instinctively, we know. So all these meridians get blocked energy. So the tapping on the body works to calm the energy cycle of that fight or flight. That's what it's doing. So this sort of stuff on any of the energy circuitry meridians is calming the fight or flight in the brain. It's calming the energy release, that fight or flight, that bzz, bzz. We want to stop that. So you're going through your day, you're in your business, something's not going right, you get stressed. Tapping takes away the stress. Tapping takes away the stress hormones. It's that stuff you want to do. So it is about literally tapping on point on your own body. We acknowledge, I'm feeling crappy, I'm feeling stressed, this isn't working, what am I going to do? This is just frustrating. You with your technology stuff, and technology kills you. Do some tapping. Calm the energy circuitry, because when fight or flight triggers, your human brain starts to shut down. Creative thinking, logical thought, digestion, reproduction. cuts things down. So when you're stressed, you can't do stuff.
Wow. Can we get, just for the sake of our audience, can you give, because I'm a guy who gets stressed out easily, as you know, right? As you know. Can you give a freebie to the audience? What's a great self-tapping exercise? Let's say any of us as entrepreneurs are freaking out. What's a great self-tapping exercise you could give us now just to get us back in the zone? What would you suggest, awesome Lorna?
Too easy. So this is the collarbone point, okay? So normally you would tap with the ends of your fingers and you do with the fingers. You know what? Really subtle here, flat palm. I am fine, or I am okay, or I am safe.
Ooh.
This gets you out of everything in the moment. So subtle, it can be under your top, it can be in your shirt. Nobody has to know. It's not like you're doing this on the bus or, you're here. Just looks like you're tapping the music. And every single thing that triggers, so if you've had a big stress out and a big, it's because somewhere in the brain you're not feeling safe. You're feeling out of control. Something's not doing what I need. I don't feel control. That's a fear response. This is going to stop that.
Ooh.
Walk away going, I'm fine. I'm actually fine. I'm actually okay. Because the brain's going to go back and find tag memories where you don't feel safe, where you don't feel in control, where something feels out of control.
Wow.
Logically, it doesn't sound connected, but guarantee you they are connected.
I believe you, and a lot of people believe you. And in fact, Lorna, you've really taken off lately, haven't you?
We have. I spent 6 months kind of scoping out the whole practitioner training, what it needs to look like, all the modules. I got it third-party accredited. I went through all of that process. And then I spent the last 12 months until probably April building the platform. So building a whole 12-month curriculum online, completely online. How do we do everything online for a 12-month program that used to be done in a 2 or 3 day live training?
Wow. So you ported your whole live training to an online platform of some form.
Totally. So now this year needs to be media and publicity. How do I get media? How do I get it mainstream? How do I get it out there that more people know so we get more people into our school?
I'm with you because one thing as well, because one thing I've really noticed is that you did a bit of world. How did you get big to begin with? What were the sales and marketing strategies you used to get yourself big now?
These are probably the ones that people are going to cringe at. People just find me. So, and I think, again, it's positioning. You either want to do EFT practitioner training or you don't.
Yes.
So I haven't scaled to the stage I wanted to because I wanted to test the systems. I wanted my first graduates in online and I wanted to test right through to graduation before we scaled.
Clever.
Very strategic decision of, yes, get students in. How do we enroll them? How do we move them through before we scaled up big? This year's about scale. This year is about going from, I'm looking at 100 students in the next 6 to 12 months. That's my goal.
Yeah.
So to do that, I needed to make sure every system worked. Because I don't need 100 emails going, it doesn't work. I'm okay with 1 or 2 emails going, it doesn't work.
Yes.
Strategic decision, definitely.
Wow.
And and the media stuff that's come along, that's probably what you're talking about, the media's just found me. So recently I was on, SBS has been running the show. I was featured as a written article for SBS. I've been in the Sydney Morning Herald. They've found me. Good Health magazine. They've all just found me.
How do you think they found you, Lorna?
Google, definitely Google. Google, it has to be. I've just gone through a process. I thought my students were finding me on Facebook. While my avatar's on Facebook, they're finding me in Google because these are the people who know they want to do EFT training. My strategy now is getting people who don't quite know they want to do EFT training yet and bringing them into my funnel. I'm with you.
And I noticed that you do some incredible content as well, don't you, Lorna? I've seen some of your great videos in that.
I do, and that's one of the things. EFT is an experiential thing. You watch a YouTube video, they're great, and some of my stuff, they're great, but EFT is about experiencing because it's about your body. So whether you're in business, whether you're personal, whatever, without understanding and doing the body work, you can't actually get the traction. So, my philosophy is you can do as many marketing courses, business courses, go and do as many as you want. But until you start dealing with the conversation in your own head, your business isn't going to thrive. It's not going to boom the way you want because the conversation in your own head is what keeps you stuck. Keeps
Wow.
paying.
And how do you persuade someone to choose you and your company or your institute as the best means of EFT training?
I spent last year really listening to my target market, or listening to all the reviews that came in from people, the questions that was, can I do this online? Can I do this online? Because traditionally EFT training's been a turn up at a location, do it for X number of days, get some manuals and off you go. So I really listened to last year all the feedback I got from people that came in, how do I do it online? So that's sort of been where my thinking is, just listen to what they say they want. So with people time poor and with technology as great as this, why not capitalise on it?
Yeah. It's funny you say that. That trend's impacted my own business too, where I found in my own business, I'm finding more and more people want to learn online compared to face-to-face. It's really growing, isn't it, Lorna?
It is. And one of the tricks was for me was to make sure I kept community. Community, I mean, obviously I'm a touchy-feely person. I'm a tactile person. Community's huge for me. So part of my strategy was making sure I kept community. So we've got a very, very active Facebook group. Somebody joins my the private group, and I go, welcome so-and-so in. Everybody welcomes them in. There may be the odd person that misses, but from a perspective of community and school, we've done that really well to make people feel they're part of something, even though it's digital and virtual.
Wow. So I understand. So people are finding you on Google, which means you've got a really good website with great content, so you get picked up in Google.
Not enough content. I'm very, very conscious of getting more content on there. I got kind of a bit lax for a period of time of, picking up the video and just shooting some cool content. Part of that, again, was strategy. Because media and publicity is where I'm heading, a lot of my quick tips were more generic based. Yeah. I need to really focus on practitioner training. I need to really corner that market stone of I am the expert in the practitioner space, because that's what I want to do. And I feel like I dominate that space because I've got a coaching background. I've already got the NLP. You need the platform of those things to build EFT on, in my opinion, because EFT on its own just doesn't give people enough. How do you talk to humans? How do you talk to someone who's got limits and patterns that doesn't want to tap? How do you do that? How do you understand human behaviour? All of those platforms are the basis, and that's where I feel we differentiate ourselves very much. Firstly, 100% online. I think I'm the only school in the world, EFT training, that's 100% online. I've researched, and they're not yet there. They're not there yet. I believe I am. So that's my first positioning, I reckon. We're global. Absolutely global.
Absolutely. And I think another point as well, because when I just met you, you've always been a very charismatic, strong and persuasive character.
I probably had no confidence when I met you, but that has certainly developed as my coaching journeys continue. And you know what, let me share. Part of my school is I make my students do a whole stream on self-coaching, because I know the confidence I had when I started wasn't where it is today, and I want my students to move through their own stuff. So yeah, core component is you've got to do some self-coaching.
Absolutely. And just, pardon me, there's actually a helicopter landing next to me right now. So excuse the noise. There's actually a helicopter about 100 metres that way landing. So I'm actually sitting right near a helipad. There's always people being dropped off throughout the day. So excuse me, my friends. No, it's not my helicopter, not my private helipad, but I wish it was.
I did a live call this morning. I do a weekly tapping thing. So it's a 1 hour tapping class on a Facebook Live every week. And normally it's quiet here on a Monday because it's a public holiday. All my neighbours got their power tools out and their lawn mowers. And I had to bring my class inside. I normally do it out on the patio. It's
absolutely great. So you've had a very interesting journey. So you did some research. You found you were able to dominate the niche of online tapping accreditation through your institute. You're going global. And for the sake of the audience, Lorna's really getting traction. And you were found by top media publications such as SBS.
The SBS found me. SBS found me a couple of times. The Sydney Morning Herald.
Yes.
So they're good life. What's it called? Sunday Life magazine. They Googled me and found me. Good Health magazine. They found me.
Yeah. So now
you a bunch of podcasts as well. They all just found me.
So now you've been found by them, you're using that as a platform to catapult yourself into superstardom. Is that right?
You'll have to repeat that because it all froze.
So now you've been found by SBS, Sydney Morning Herald, and those guys. You're now going to be using that as a platform to really go to the next level. Is that right?
Totally. Called a credibility marker. Absolutely using them as credibility markers. All the podcasts I've been on are absolutely credibility markers for me, chasing more of the more media. I mean, I've got pictures out with all the morning TV shows, the Today Show and all of those shows, because it's been on SBS. Dr. Charlie Teo validated on an SBS. Credibility markers. Let's. To me, I use the big names, and when they get media attention, I use it. I just hook onto it. They're doing the research. I just continue to hook onto their stuff.
Beautiful. And Lorna, how are you getting more media to notice you and also want to interview you and have you on their show and publications?
Well, the secret tip is I joined a media and publicity course this year, pretty high-end kind of American one. Their private face group has a lot of people on there who do podcasts. So they're all wanting to scale their business. So they're in the group and go, hey, who wants to be interviewed? So a couple of them I've picked up. And understanding, for me, it's been the education. I love to know all the bits and pieces of my business. I'm not a huge outsourcer unless I really know how that component works, then I'll outsource. So the media stuff has been, I'm learning how to pitch, how to write them, how to position them, how to engage with the media, what sort of stuff, how to write the storylines even. So this course has been so fabulous because most people just go, I'll just send a story off to the media. The media's not going to pick that up.
No way, of course not.
It really is a way you have to learn. You have to learn how to do it. You have to learn how to write it and how to appeal to them. And the course has been fabulous. I'm loving it.
Wow. Out of interest,
Absolutely loving it.
do you reach out to several media institutions a week? Is it more that type of approach? Do you contact them on Twitter? How do you actually get noticed by them so they really interact and bite and then take it forward?
So my pictures have been email pictures, very specifically written. You research their organisation, know what kind of stuff they like, write your pitch based on what you think would be valuable to them, and email them off and do a whole bunch of follow-up. And if they don't like it, pitch somebody else.
Too easy. And plus as well, being interviewed by people like Edward Zier, and when he puts them on LinkedIn, you'll be seen by thousands. Great strategy too.
Totally, and don't think you're not a credibility market because I'll be asking you for that logo for my website.
Oh, it's all yours. It's funny that it's what I love about one of the big, because I've known you for years, one of the big reasons why I want to interview you is that what I love about you and what you do, Lorna, is that you're very specific. I find a lot of people just say stuff like, I want to be on the media, whereas you're actually doing it and you're actually taking the daily steps to make it happen.
And isn't it funny, I don't feel I take enough daily steps, but from where we started to where I am, clearly there have been steps, and it's always very strategic. It's always very positioned. It's always very slow and methodical, which isn't my normal style. I'm very, but in that space, yeah, they're small steps.
I'm with you. So every day, you were saying before that you're not taking enough steps every day. Do you think that's true, or is that just more the way that you feel, or do you think you genuinely can take more steps every day?
Oh, it's just a story in my head. I mean, how many of us do enough and go, oh, great, I've done enough today? How many entrepreneurs do that? We go, could have done more, should have done more. Oh, if I'd only done... There's only enough hours in the day.
Yeah, it's funny.
We never credit ourselves very well, do we?
So, Lorna, I got to say, I love where you're going and all the greatness and what you've done. Where to from here exactly? What are the next steps you're going to take to achieve that market domination that you deserve and you so desperately are after?
Market domination. So, obviously enrolling students is the end game to scale up. To all the systems are in place. There's no reason why we can't enroll another 100 students. There is absolutely no reason. So for me, it's those little steps of how do I build a really effective sales funnel now, global sales funnel, to capture people who, A, don't quite know they want to do EFT yet, and capture the ones who are ready to roll. Because there has to be a bunch of them out there who are just ready to roll, ready to train. I just need to get the brand out there. So they're the steps that are coming through, is building the marketing funnel.
Love it. I love it. And just so we know, Lorna, are there any little secret tips you have for the audience? What are the things you've learned over the years that are your secret tips to help people win big?
I said strategic, not scattergun. Strategic certainly has served me far better. Many years ago, probably more before I really connected with you, lots of my stuff was scattergun. Whereas, and you know, you and I spent some time together, it might have been last year, a couple of hours, and it was so effective to just go piece, 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 piece. And like that was invaluable for me from a marketing space. So the scattergun really stopped when you and I did some work together. And then sitting back, strategic. And the other thing I do is very much is I need to know how to do everything in business. So I won't go and tell the website guys to go build me something. I need to know how those pieces fit together so I can make sure they build it to work. Because while guys have got great ideas, I'm very specific in it needs to do this, this, and this. What can you build for me? So maybe I come across a little bit bossy to my web guys. If they're watching this, they'll roll their eyes at me.
But your web guys are great and very attractive, beautiful people.
They are. And look, they do fabulous work. We just sometimes have a communication disconnect. Maybe that's the nicest way to put it. So, yes, slow steps, strategic is probably the best. Don't beat yourself up when you don't do enough today. That's probably a big one that we all do far too much with. Really, don't beat yourself up on that. What else? They're probably the biggest two that really come to mind really easily. The beat yourself up one's probably the biggest. And yes, strategy. You can't build it all in a day. Don't back yourself into a corner. Build it strategically.
I love it. It's funny you say that. On a very funny example, I was saying this before, I get added over 50 times a day on LinkedIn by random people from across the planet. And for a while, I was connecting with everyone and I was going insane. Now what I'm doing is I'm just really focusing on those people that really genuinely want to connect with me. And I agree with you. You got to be strategic and you got to be focused and you got to be tactical or you're going to go insane. Right, Lorna?
Absolutely. And I was going insane. I just had way too much happening. There was just way too much happening and I was putting out way too many spot fires.
Yes.
Spot fires were just about killing me.
Yes. Yes. But I'm with you, Lorna.
Do strategy, work out strategy, write it down. Prioritize.
So well said, Lorna. And I got to say, you are one amazing character and leader. And I just want to say for the sake of the audience, before we have our closing thoughts to impart on everyone, make sure you check out Lorna. You can find Lorna on LinkedIn. You can find her on Facebook. And make sure you check out the Australian Tapping Institute. So I tell you what, I've known Lorna for years. She's an amazing leader and an absolute woman you can trust.
Can I give Ed, or your listeners or your viewers a free gift? On the AustralianTappingInstitute.com.au, top right-hand side, there is a little button that says Home Study Courses. So if you want to enroll in a home study course, the Self-Love Project is very tapping focused and very much on getting that inner critic to shush and the inner coach to come up. There's another one that's Your Life by Design. You would recognise the content's very coaching based. I wrote it for people who were thinking about being coaches to give them an idea what we talk about. Both of those free courses are welcome for any of your people to enroll themselves, have it for free, get some stuff happening in their world and go make this world a great place.
It's an absolute pleasure, Lorna. And Lorna, before we finish, one last thing. Can we get your closing thoughts for the audience? What are your closing thoughts of Lorna?
Closing thoughts of Lorna or life?
It could be life, business. What are your closing, whatever comes to you from the universe and beyond, what are your closing thoughts for the audience to have a successful business and life?
Don't take life so serious. You're not going to get out alive anyway. It's meant to be fun. And if you're not bringing fun and enjoyment into what you're doing, go do something else because it's meant to be fun. When you bring that passion and fun and playfulness and enjoyment into what you're doing, it's easy. So easy.
Lorna, I just got to say thank you so much for this inspirational interview. I really appreciate it. I just want to say you're doing great work. You absolutely keep it up.
Thank you. You too. See you soon.